Look at one of these guys. Oh yeah, it's nice and sticky. Super tender and juicy. So we've got a prime 15-pound brisket from Costco. And this thing's beautiful. I'm excited to get this thing trimmed, seasoned up, and then we're gonna smoke it on the Pit Boss pellet grill. Let's see if we can make the best brisket yet on the pellet grill. Let's get to trimming. So we have a beautiful USDA prime 15-pound brisket right here. So some things that we're gonna trim off of this is this fat piece right here. You can see how thick this fat gets. And I wanna try to get about a 1/4 inch fat cap on the brisket. Too fat, the smoke doesn't penetrate enough and just gets kind of mushy and gross. You end up cutting your brisket, you're just cutting the fat off the brisket when you eat it. And then we're gonna trim some right out of the middle here. This separates, so this right here is the flat, and this right here is the point. And we're gonna trim that thick fat piece that goes between the point and the flat right here. Let's get to trimming. For this trim, we're gonna be using the Dow Strong Gladiator Series skinning and boning knife. So we are ready to do this brisket. We are gonna do it nice and low. We're gonna set it low and slow at a good 225. I'm gonna close the sear plate and then get the brisket and throw it on. So we have the point over here, which is that thick fatty part over the heat source, and then we have the flat over here, which is a lot thinner. I've got 4 probes, 2 in the point and then 2 in the flat. I realized before I showed you I put the probes on the fat side. We're doing fat side down because I want the fat cap to protect the meat from the heat source, from the direct heat of the grill grate. So we've been going for about 4.5 hours right now. Meat temperature right now is 164, 149 on the point, 153, 168 on the flat. However, the 168 I think is just really close to the surface. I don't believe that temperature. That's why I'm using all the probes here. Let's give it a little apple juice spritz. Oh man, look at this guy. It's starting to get nice and crusty on the side. Starting to smell really good out here. So here's our temperatures right now: 175, 158 on the point, 160, 174 on the flat. Almost ready for a little wrap. Look at the color of this guy right here. That's a nice bark starting to form on this. Let's give it some more spritzes. Alright, so we've been going on about 6 hours. Internal temperature is sitting at 169, 164, 185, 189. Again, point, flat. So, oh, that looks so good. So we're ready to pull this, and we're going to separate the flat from the point and then finish them off wrapped separately. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the probes out of the brisket. Then I'm going to take the whole brisket, we're going to bring it inside, separate the point from the flat, then we're going to wrap each one in foil with a little mop. We're going to finish them until about their temperature, and then we're going to turn the flat or the point and make burn ends with those. So these are the internal temperatures again. Your point is at 185, 182, and your flat is 178, 163, and these will start climbing a lot quicker now. What we have right here is we have our temperatures at 196 and 201. Once you're in the 200-degree range, that's when you really got to start checking the meat, probing it for tenderness, make sure there's no pullback. This one's at 204 and 189. Now 204 is pretty thin end on that flat. The 189 is probably more realistically where the flat is at. I'm gonna start probing it anyways, so I don't want to overcook the flat. The good thing is the point, you can't really mess it up. What I want to do though is I'm gonna open the foil and expose the top part of the brisket so we can get that good bark again. When you wrap it in foil, it kind of takes away the bark. Alright, so this guy is sitting at 200 and 206, and we got 202 and 194. This all looks... So there's a lot of resistance still in there, so this guy has to go quite a bit more. Wow, but this flat, or this point, extremely tender. A little bit of pullback right here. Yeah, so this dude's only sitting at about 186, 185. So these probably won't be ready till about 200 somewhere. Alright, it's definitely done. It's sitting at about 210. Oh yeah, there's no resistance in that thing. It's like you're poking Jello. It's a little dense right here. Yeah, this guy's ready. Flat needs some more to go. So the point is all cubed up right now. Basically right here what we have is kind of that beef stock, brown sugar, and just a mixture of whatever your favorite barbecue sauce is. So I'm gonna kind of spread just a thin little layer on the bottom here. Actually, you know what we could do? We're gonna take the cubes and we're just gonna completely drench them and place them on the pan. So I'm going to put this rack up here. Set it right. So we're going to put the burn ends right on here. Just get nice and crispy. Alright, these burnt ends are done. Look at these guys. Alright, now that is a pretty sweet thumbnail. Look at these guys. That is some delicious burnt ends. Let's take a look at one of these guys. Oh yeah, it's nice and sticky. Super tender and juicy.